Classroom, your test. No partners. Everybody will get their own table. You have 16 questions. You have 50 minutes to do it. No. Holy smokes. Everybody is nasty to Olivia right now. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's do the AP review. Pay attention. Okay, here we are. Whoa.
Your screen's froze. Can we hit a light?
And then after this, we'll go over the first section of the next unit because it's super easy. Yeah, I know.
He understands that, Allie.
All right. So, how do we find the first derivative of that function at 2? Chain rule. First derivative, chain rule. 3 parentheses x squared plus 2x plus 4 to the second power times the first derivative of the inside, which is? And then you take the 2, stick it in for every single x that you see. 3 times 4 plus 4 plus 4 squared. 2 times 2 plus 2. Okay, so 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. 12 squared is 144, so it's 3 times 144 times 4 plus 2 is 6. 3 times 144, I don't have a calculator on me right now, so 432 times 6. 2,592. That is the slope at 2 of that function. 2,592. Amazing. Okay. Remember, this is all multiple choice. So the answers will be there for you. Okay. This one. Chain rule. Fun chain rule for this one. Chain rule with quotient rule in the middle of it.
I know that. I don't
Yeah.
know how to do it, though.
So dy dx equals 4 times x over x minus 2 to the third times the first derivative of the inside. Well, just as Nate Ricky said, the first derivative of the inside, you got to do the chain rule. Quotient rule, I mean. That's what Nate said. X minus 2 times 1 minus x times 1 all over x minus 2 squared. Okay? So, 4, he went home sick.
I do have a raging.
On the top, it's the denominator times the first derivative of the numerator, x minus 2 times 1, times the numerator times the first derivative of the denominator. First derivative of x minus 2 is 1. X minus x is 0. So then you get negative 2 over x minus 2 quantity squared. Okay? Now, this is where the fun really comes in. Okay? So, it's 4 times x over x cubed over x minus 2 cubed times negative 2 over x minus 2 squared. So, on the top, you get negative 8x cubed. On the bottom, you get x minus 2 to the 5th power. There's the answer.
So, how did you get negative 2 on the top?
4 times
Dahl
negative 2.
distracted me.
Okay.
No, from
1x minus 1x is 0x.
Yeah.
So that's 0. And then negative 2 times 1 is negative 2.
just looks different in my head. Oh, that is genius.
And I am recording this, so as long as the recording works, that we should be. You can go back and look at this.
Breeze is struggling. Breeze, how'd you sell the 6-piece that we had rolling?
Because I got the very next one wrong.
Because you guessed.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, chain rule on this. Now this is actually an easy one. This is actually an easy one. 4 in front, 4x cubed minus 3 to the third times.
12x squared.
So it'd be 48x squared times 4x cubed minus 3 cubed. Boom, 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 boom.
Will it say like X and Y or whatever? Because isn't that what it said over?
Yeah, what is dx? What is dy dx? This one is actually a simple question.
It's the first derivative of that. It's
Cosine of
negative
x
sine
to the
4x.
4th power. No, Nate Ricky. Chain rule. 4 cosine of x to the 3rd power times negative sine of x. So in the end, it's written -4 sine of x cosine to the 3rd of x. This is why we review before we take the test. Why do we chain rule it? Because it has a power on it which goes to the outside, so we have to chain rule it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay? We good there?
It is disrespect.
Okay, now this is just advances that last problem by 1 notch. Okay? So I would rewrite this as the sine of 2x all to the 4th power. What's dy dx of that? Nate Ricky.
4 sine of 2x.
4 sine of 2x to the 3rd times the first derivative of the inside.
Cosine of 2x.
It's still 2X?
Yep. Times the first derivative of the inside. Times 2.
That's a triple chain rule.
Yeah. Yep. That's a chain rule with a chain rule and again. It's chain, chain, chain.
It's just
Chain of fools.
just 2 chains.
All right.
That's it?
I'll stop singing. Okay. So then it is 8 sine cubed of 2x cosine of 2x.
How come for that one we use the first parentheses and the other one we use the second?
Huh? No, it's 2 chains.
It's only 2
How
chains.
come for that one we use the first parenthesis as the first by the 8 and then the last one we use the second?
Because
Scroll
2
up.
and 4, bro.
Scroll
You
up.
know about that?
Like that one we use the negative sign first. And on the bottom one we
Dude,
use
there's
the-
no
It
negative.
doesn't matter the order. Whatever order they put it in as your multiple choice answer is what order you use. I don't know what order they'll have them in. Okay, find dy dx of that.
8x minus 2 dy dx.
2x
dy
dy
dx.
dx
Plus
2
minus.
-2y.
That is the most
Because the
confusing
first
thing.
derivative
I
of
will
negative
never
2x
understand
is
that.
-2 times y plus 12y dy dx equals 0. But now we got to get dy dx alone. So negative 2x dy dx plus 12y dy dx equals 2y minus 8x. Now, could have they written it as negative 8x plus 2y? Absolutely, they might have.
Absolutely.
Wait, no, it's harder.
So factor out the dy dx.
You're right.
Now, what they might do on this, and it might confuse you come test day.
Say simplify, I'm going in your trouble. I'm literally crushed.
Okay, what they might do is factor a negative 2 out of everything to get 4x minus y and then x minus 6y as a final answer. Because if you take a negative 2 out of everything, that's what you'd get. So, what? Take a negative 2 out and then you switch them around. Okay. Can you handle that? Okay. And then on the next question, they advance it one more notch. They ask, what is the slope of that function at 2, 1? So you have to do the dy dx and then plug in the 2, 1. So what's dy dx? 4y dy dx plus
No. Equals.
Okay. Now, move the other things over. So 4y plus 6x times dy dx. Can I factor it out in this step? Equals 6x minus 6y. Right? I'm sorry. I'm mean. Divide by 4y plus 6x.
I got a question, Bushback, when you're done
What?
with the problem. So you see 6xy, right? How come on the top when it was xy, the y value was negative, and this time it's positive?
Because it's a negative in front. So it's like plus a negative there. It's a negative 2x times y.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
So now if we stick in 2, 1, you get 12 minus 6 over 4 plus 12. So it's 6 over 16, which is 3/8. So 3/8 is the slope at 2, 1.
We hitting a curve on this test?
No.
What?
Steve probably get 100.
All right. G prime of negative 2. What's G prime of negative 2? If G of negative 2 is 5 and G f of 5 is negative 1/2. Some of you will just shout out the answer and you will have it right. What's the answer, Aspen?
Ask anybody else.
Oh, is it 2?
Breathe.
Negative 2.
There you
Was
go.
I right? Yeah.
Okay, so is this the one that's usually in the chart?
All right. Yeah, this is like a chart problem. Okay. So then what you do, if you have G prime of negative 2, you take G of negative 2 and it is 5. So then you find f of 5 and it's negative 1/2 and it's 1 over that. 1 over a negative 1/2 is a negative 2.
Opposite of the one thing.
That's the only one I knew how to do.
Okay. So then if we go to a chart, their chart is going to be a little more complicated than Salman's. Okay. So you just got to follow the formula. So what do we do here? We went, well, to find G prime of 2, we took the negative 2 that led us to 5. The 5 led us to negative 1/2 and put that on the bottom. So if we're finding g prime of 4, go to 4 for g, and that leads us to 0. 0 for f prime leads us to 8. So it's 1/8.
So we won't ever have to go to G.
That's the inverses for you. Okay, that's a simple way of doing inverses. What is f prime of the arcsine of x cubed? So on your note card, it's 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared, right? Okay. So x squared is x cubed in this case. So it's 1 over the square root of 1 minus x to the 6th power. Is that it? I think that is.
Is that right?
I think that is it.
I'll go with it.
You multiply those?
I thought you had to.
Wait.
multiply-
No, then you have to multiply
multiply
it by the first derivative.
What?
Thanks, Breezy.
Yeah, there you go. That makes
Times 3x squared.
sense. Thanks.
There.
Bye, Bree.
So that might be on the top in
So
place of the
you
1.
need to apply the exponent?
Take the first derivative of this. That's what goes on. Okay, power to power you multiply though, yes. Okay, our cosine is that negative 1 over 1 minus x squared times dx, basically. So it is negative 1 over the square root of 1 minus 2x squared times 2. So it'd be negative 2 over the square root of 1 minus 4x squared.
There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
So the arctangent of 3x squared, tangent is 1 over 1 plus x squared dx? I can't remember. I don't remember. I don't have a note card in front of me. So we going with it?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going with it. So it's 1 plus, what's x squared? Square that, it is 9x to the 4th times first derivative of that, which is 6x. So it's probably going to be written as 6x over 1 plus 9x to the 4th.
where's my next to the fourth?
If you square this.
So you just erase that.
Yep. I just didn't show that
How
step.
much we got left? I'm kind of
We're just about done.
okay.
Yeah, it does, Bree.
Oh, what is that?
Find the first derivative of that.
About one.
Yeah. So easy.
Cosine of 4.
What?
What?
Yeah, this one's too easy, Bruce back. Might want to take it off the test.
Okay.
When did we
So
learn
square root
this?
of x is that x to the negative one.
Cosine. Cosine.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, because that's the arc sine. Nice.
Inverse sine is the arc sine. What's the first derivative of x? 1. That's the first thing. How do you take the first derivative of the second part? This is 4x to the 1/2, right?
Yeah.
So it would be 2x to the negative 1/2. So it'd be 2 over the square root of x.
We gotta simplify that at all. Please tell me no.
I think we stop right there.
Okay, good.
I'll check after a while, but I'm pretty sure we stop right there. I think that's the way they have it. Because if we had to simplify it, you'd have to multiply the denominators times, if we're told to simplify this, then we'd multiply the top and bottom by square root of x, top and bottom of this one by 1 plus x squared. And then it'd be a little more complicated. It'd be
Can you,
square root
make
of
that not
x
so
plus 2 square root of 1 plus x squared all over square root of x square root of. No, I think I'll look. Like I said, I'll look.
Okay, square root of x is x to the 1/2.
Square root of x is x to the 1/2. No, you know that. You need to know that.
I think it's -1 every time.
Too bad. You need to know that. Memorize it. What? Anna.
Isn't it 2/2 square root of x?
No, because you take that times 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. Okay,
if you need to
I'm
put
gonna
that
pause
full
this for a second and check
maybe you
that
can do it if you
problem.
wanted to.
Oh, I closed.
You can just show us the test.
Oh, but this would be on the recording, so I better not check out that one.
No, you can.
No, I don't think I should record it.
Check it out. Come on.
No, sorry.
You should just.
Here we go. Find the second derivative of this bad boy. Second derivative of this.
4 cosine.
There you go. I hear some right answers. For the first derivative, dy dx equals 4 cosine of x over 2 times the first derivative of the inside of that, which is 1/2. Ooh, awesome. So the first derivative is really 2 cosine of x over 2. So what's the second derivative? Negative
Actually, because it would be half, so negative.
sine of x over 2 is the final answer we got?
See what I was thinking.
Because by taking the derivative, it's 2 times negative sine of x over 2 times the first derivative of x over 2, which is 1/2. 1/2 times 2 cancels, so then that's why it's that. All right. You guys are good. All right.
We just had it. Oh, it was -6, not -8/6. Just had
Dang it.
2x.
Shoot.
2x.
All right. Find the second derivative at -8/6. What this is asking for, which we'll find out in the future, is we're finding the concavity at -8/6, not just the slope. The first derivative would be the slope at -8/6. This would be the concavity at -8/6 when we're finding the second derivative. So second derivative of this. Well, let's find the first derivative first. 2x plus 2y dy dx equals 0. So 2y dy dx equals -2x. Divide by -2y, or 2y. 2's cancel. So dy dx equals -x over y. Okay? Now, the second derivative. dy d2y dx squared. All right. Second derivative equals y times -1. AC's doing it in his head. Minus -x times dy dx, because the first derivative of y, all over y squared. So, what is dy dx? So it's minus a -x times -x over y squared. So let's go plus a positive here. Okay? Now we can just stick the numbers in. So we go 6 minus 8 times 8.
-6.
It's -6 minus a -8 times -8 over 6 all over 6 squared. So again, we go plus a positive here because a negative times a negative is positive. So 8 times 8 is 64 over 6. So it's -6 minus 64, 6 over 36. And this is 36 over 6. So -36 minus 64 is -100 over 6 all over 36,
Oh my gosh.
which is
That's a tough plug.
-100 over 216. Because it's 36 over 1, so multiply top and bottom by 1 over 36.
No, dude, your calculator will do it for you.
Your calculator will do it for you, so you should be fine. So it's -50 over 108, which is -25 over 54. Boom. There it is.
Oh, nice.
Okay, last one.
Over
-25 over 54, according to my math without a calculator.
So it could be wrong.
So I could be wrong.
Is this the last one, hopefully?
This is the last one. Find the first derivative of that bad boy.
Okay.
It's the inverse cosine. Cosine to the -1.
That's like arc sine.
Arc cos, because it says cosine.
Do we do the chain rule here? What? How did that
Dude, I
work
thought
out?
Is that a K?
Oh, that was dumb one. Reese.
No, that looks like a K.
8x plus 2y
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
Ooh, wow, this has layers to it.
I feel like this is just obviously.
Where do we start?
All right. So I think, well, where do we start? That's where we start, Peyton. And you know what? I'm going to check to see if that's where we end. I'm pretty sure that's where we end also.
Please. If it's not, can you change it?
No, you just gotta throw it up on top.
Well, yeah, throw it up on top. Yeah, that becomes negative of that.
What becomes negative?
The whole top.
Liv is ready. You're just gonna have that with her for the test.
No, she's going to have a blank sheet of paper. I'm going to make sure her notebook is put away.
Oh my bad, Liv.
Okay, for the- I'll take pictures of the names of everyone. Okay, or it'll have the-
That would be clutch if that was on here because those are free.
All right, so I'm going to say goodbye to those people watching the video right now. Goodbye.